and welcome to the Fastmarkets Live Lounge, brought to you by Aquatech. And we are recording this live at the Lithium Supply and Battery Raw Materials Conference in Las Vegas. I am Georgia Tolley, and today I'm delighted to say we are joined by Gabriel Rubacha, who is CEO and founder of Noa Lithium. He really is a key figure from Argentina's lithium sector. So we're delighted to have him join us today. Now, Gabriel basically brings more than 30 years of leadership experience in a career that spans global infrastructure, mega project development, and senior leadership roles in both the private industry and also the mining sector. So before joining Noa Lithium, he served as president of South American operations at Lithium Americas Corp. Then he was CEO of Minera XR, and he's also been a member of the Lithium Americas board of directors. Prior to that, he spent 25 years with Techint Engineering and Construction, overseeing large-scale operations across Argentina and Chile. Gabriel holds degrees in both aeronautical engineering and business administration with executive education at both Harvard and the University of Virginia's Darden School of Business. And he joins us today. Thank you very much for joining us on our sofas. Okay, I mean, a remarkable leadership journey, as we've just heard, across all sorts of industries, you know, from engineering all the way through to construction and mining. What initially drew you into the lithium space?
I mean, I spent, as you well said, a lot of time, more than 25 years in engineering construction. But most of my career, I've been involved in mining. I spent 8 years as an expat in Chile, where most of my clients were mining companies. So my exposure to mining, it was very familiar to me. As a matter of fact, I was involved in the first contract. I negotiated the first contract or the first project in Argentina in the 90s. At what time was FMC, what now is Rio Tinto. So back 30 years ago. So my involvement with something related to lithium way back to that time. So, and at some point in time, almost 10 years ago, I decided to do something different besides executing projects. On the other side, developing something. So that's why I became interested in getting into lithium. The EV just started, and so that became, I was attracted to that.
Do you know, as I look through your CV, it sounds like you've been good at picking the transformational moments and getting involved in those industries. Like you know, your time at Lithium Americas and Minera XR came at, during a period of, quite dramatic transformation. What are the biggest takeaways for your career, from those moments, from living through those times?
I would say that I learned a lot, definitely, during my times in Lithium Americas and Minera XR. I would say that I learned a lot about the market, the players. It's a difficult industry. It's building a lithium project is not the same as any other chemical or mining project. It got a lot of difficulties, so I learned a lot about that. Most important also, I learned a lot about the market and the cycles, how rough and how tough are those cycles are, and the market that is very dynamic. There is something that is not seen in other industries.
Yeah, we've been hearing about the dynamic market, that's for sure. Let's go back. You mentioned it's quite difficult getting into lithium. Is that because of the processing involved? Is it expensive?
It's because we are talking about lithium as a mining activity, but it's more a chemical activity. So that is the difficulty that we have to understand, that we are in a chemical business rather than in mining industry. The fact that I'm talking about brine, that is different than the spodumene or hard rock. it's more a process. The fact that we are getting brine out of the earth then it's a chemical process.
My understanding is that chemical process is being innovated very quickly.
Yes.
And that must be quite exciting.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And so how is your background in sort of mega infrastructure projects? Because, I mean, they were really massive. How has that influenced your approach to your leadership in this transformational organization that you're working for at the moment?
I would say that managing projects in general, mega or small projects, you have to deal with many things. Managing people, infrastructure, budget, finance, authorities, local communities, you get everything. So you learn a lot about how to do it in your own environment, how to manage everything. Like in a company, in a mining company or a lithium company, you get everything. So I would say that you learn a lot running projects. But there are two takeaways that you take from running projects are that you have to take cost and schedule very in consideration. These are key components on every one of those elements that you have to manage because everyone are related to those two elements. And these are part of the things that you have to manage when you lead people and you lead the project.
Often comes down to budgets. If you take your eye off a budget...
Not only budget, schedule, both are directly linked.
Okay, let's talk specifically now about Noa Lithium. Can you walk us through some of the company's sort of long-term goals? I mean, ultimately, your vision, because it's an exciting time for the company.
Yeah, no, it's a fairly new company. We got 2.5 years of journey. We listed the company 2.5 years ago. We got 3 projects, but our main focus is in Rio Grande, where we got almost 5 million tons LCE with a high concentration of 525 milligrams per liter. So we believe that we got a robust project going forward. But besides that, we got 2 other projects that are still to be developed that can unlock additional value for our shareholders and can be included as pipelines for future development. So we believe that as a vision for a company that we got a company that probably differentiates from other peers in the sense that it's a company that is not rely on just one project, but got a portfolio of 3 projects that we are currently focused on one. And the second thing is that we got a project that is got a high concentration lithium that we believe that in these market conditions and going forward, the market is going to be more selective. And we believe that we're going to be there in the future with our projects.
In what way do you think that the market's going to become more selective? Is it about the quality of the product or its sourcing?
The quality on the source. Brines are going to be key because of the low cost of the operations. So we are in the right place. And also being a project with a high concentration will make it more feasible for its development. We are currently doing a PEA that is going to be done on evaporation, or at least that's our target. So this will de-risk significantly the development of the project.
I was reading about the evaporation and the brine technique this morning.
Yeah.
It takes quite a long time, doesn't it? It's quite interesting. So you to get the lithium out, like it takes 18 months?
Yeah, it takes, but it's not in serious. You can start the ponds construction in advance, so it's not that you get a delay of 18 months. You can start the ponds construction in advance while you start the engineering and construction of the plant, so it's not a delay of 18 months.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Okay. Argentina, obviously a key player in the lithium triangle, in the production of lithium. How do you see its position evolving over the next 5 years? Because obviously you're going to be a key player in that. Opportunities, challenges on the ground.
I mean, Argentina has been looking at mining from the benches, I would say, for many years. We got our neighbors developing mining activity for many years. Argentina got the same potential, higher or a little bit lower, but they got the same potential of our neighbors. I think that we got now a big opportunity for the development of mining activity in general, in particular lithium. I think that lithium is going to be developed. There's going to be a lot of development going forward in lithium, but in mining, it's going to be very well supported. The current administration and the political system in general, it's very supportive of the mining activity in Argentina. So I would say that Argentina right now got more opportunities than challenges going forward. And I see Argentina in the next few years as a big player in the mining activity, obviously in lithium, but in mining activity in general.
That is exciting. There are still, I think, maybe misconceptions about your industry. What are the most common sort of misconceptions, do you think? Both, from a layman's perspective, but also from people who are in the mining sector but maybe don't specialize.
I would go back to what we discussed before, and I would focus on Argentina and brines. One of the things that is probably not well understood is that, again, we are in a chemical industry. And there's a lot of stakeholder or people thinking that the companies are coming to Argentina to extract the lithium and take it to somewhere else to add value somewhere else. What people don't realize is that there's a lot of value in country to get from a brine with X concentration of lithium in the brine and to get to a chemical product that is what is finally exported. This chemical product got a lot of value added, a lot of process involved, not the least the investment that is taken. So this is a misconception and probably requires a lot of education to all the stakeholders that are involved in the area.
Yeah. It's interesting that. So there is, you're not just taking the product and selling it abroad. There's layers of value added in that, and therefore jobs and therefore incomes. And
there's a lot of activity associated with that. This again, the product that is finally exported. It's a product. It's a final product. It's not just, again, the brine is raw material, and then you got a chemical product that is exported. There's a lot of value there.
You obviously have a clear sort of intent and a clear process in mind. You really see your industry within the sort of the larger framework of the country. To come to that point, through your 30-year career, were there mentors along the way who helped you, who guided you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my early career, I had several leaders that guide me during my early path in engineering and construction, and I had the good opportunity to learn a lot from them. I remember at least two that helped me a lot, and it's an opportunity. But I don't believe that many people got the opportunity to take advantage of that and learn.
Yeah, I agree. And do you now do the same? Do you now seek to be a mentor for others?
Yeah, now we are a small company, but when I had the opportunity in a big company, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, as a boss of a small company, you're pretty much mentoring everyone.
Yeah, everyone,
Let's
absolutely.
be honest. Okay, so for emerging leaders in your sector, and you must meet them all the time, and you must be, considering you've made that transition from a really, really big mega projects company to a much smaller one. What's the one piece of advice that you would offer to those emerging leaders, of which many of them are here at the conference today?
It's difficult, but I would say that one of the things that I learned through my career is that transparency is one of the key elements that I think it helped me in my career. And I believe that in a company, junior company like us, it's very important. This gives you a lot of credibility, especially when you invest your own funds into a company. If you provide that credibility, transparency, and you got your own money invested in the company, like in the case of Noa, that we invested our own money into a company, that provides a lot of confidence, and the investors will follow. And I think that's a piece of advice that I would give.
Makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense, especially in an evolving industry such as yours. I've got one last question for you, and it's the one that we ask everyone who is coming to the conference, everyone who enters the live lounge. If there is one takeaway that you were going to leave the conference with in your back pocket, I know it's a bit unfair because we're asking you early in the conference, but what would it be? You know, if you put it in your back pocket, take it with you.
It's early.
It is early.
It's early.
There's so much to come. I'm sure it's meeting me.
Hopefully I can get a little bit more optimism than the last year. It's difficult that I can get that, but I think that there's a lot of people that's, I think that even though we're still in a terrible market, the people start thinking in a different way about the market, and probably are starting to see that there's going to be a change. Nobody knows when, but people are confident that it's going to come. So my takeaway, hopefully, is that the confidence that we are on the right path to some change in the short term, hopefully.
Optimism. That's what you're taking with you. Optimism. I like that. That's a brilliant takeaway. Gabriel, thank you so much. Honestly, an absolute pleasure to have you join us here in the live lounge. Thank you for such an insightful and honest and transparent conversation. I really appreciate it. Really interesting to hear about your personal leadership journey and of course, the vision that you're building at Noa Lithium. And thank you to everyone who's tuning in, everyone here around the live lounge, and also if you're joining us later as well, thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure having you. And of course, a special thank you to our sponsor, Aquatech. Now, you can catch this episode and all of our live lounge interviews recorded here at the Lithium Supply and Battery Raw Materials Conference on all your normal platforms. So that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, there's Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. And make sure you follow Fastmarkets on LinkedIn to get the very latest updates. Plus, if you're enjoying the series, why don't you follow? Why don't you like? Also, leave us a few comments. We love to read them. But thank you for listening.